Hello again, viewers, and greetings, fellow space travelers. This is Thorn of Night, and welcome to part 3 of my Minecraft mod how-to guide for the mod called Mariculture, which adds a whole bunch of neat stuff to the waters of Minecraft, as well as some above-ground stuff, but not much above ground. Mostly it focuses on what's in the water. Now, I'm going to be covering in this episode everything that I have learned about the enchanting aspects of the mod, and there is a bunch of stuff to go over. But first off, I did want to demonstrate really quickly. If you can find out in the oceans some oysters, and this is what they look like above ground, the best way to harvest them is to dig the block under them. That is what I found. But once you get them harvested, all they require to be placed is a single block of water above where they are being placed. They don't care that they're in water because clearly they occupy the space, so they won't be in the water anyway. And it doesn't have to be at the bottom of a large pool of water either. It's just one single block, and you can have an oyster there happy. And the way these oysters work is if you see one like this has something in it, you right click on it and you can get a pearl. I got a brown pearl this time. But if you want to grow more pearls, just take some sand, right click on it, and it will have the sand located in it, and you can just wait for that to grow to become yet another pearl. And the pearls are important in the enchanting because of the different jewelry that are related to the enchantments. And they are necklaces, bracelets, and rings. But before I get into the information on those, let's talk about how to do the enchanting. You're going to need some aluminum ingots, 5 of them, doesn't really matter what kind, an iron ingot, and a glass pane in order to get one of these things called a magic mirror. Now, real quick, the magic mirror has 11 uses. And what I mean by 11 uses, let me go into non-creative mode, is you can only open its interface 11 times before it just breaks. So if I have it right here, you can see at the bottom there's no damage indicator. If I open the interface by right-clicking with it in my hand, you can see now it has a damage value on it. Now, the amount of enchanting you can do with it is not limited at all by the damage value on it. It just is determined by how many levels you have. So you can open it up once and enchant 100 times, and it is just fine. It only counts how many times you open the interface. So I'm going to open it time number 2, and you can see it's gone down a little bit more. Now, these are used primarily for portable enchanting. Now, it will work with vanilla items, like I have just an iron shovel here. And if I put it in here, you can see that I have the options of 1, 3, and 5 levels of enchanting. Even though I have 11 levels, it will only allow 1, 3, and 5. And that is straight across the board using the mirror. It will only enchant 11, or it will only enchant 1, 3, and 5 as the levels. That seems limited, but this is just getting started with the mirror. So I'm going to go ahead and enchant this here just to show you. You can get efficiency 1, just regular enchantments on it. But if you enchant a mariculture item, like a ring, a bracelet, or a necklace, you will get mariculture related enchantments. Now, presumably, I'll actually keep, let's see here. I need to grab something. There we go. I'll use that. If you have any success with it at all, I did not after over 1,000 attempts, but if you have any success with it at all, apparently you can enchant regular items like just iron chest plate and diamond sword and wood pickaxe. You can enchant those items and they can stand a chance to get the Mariculture enchantments. I have not been able to verify this at all, so I have no data on it. Can't tell you one way or the other. But apparently that is the case. But really quickly, let me just show you here. Use it again. That's, I think, time number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then the 11th time, it actually breaks. Now, even when it is broken, you can still do your enchanting with it. So I can go ahead and put an enchantment on these pants. I'm not going to. But this GUI will still be available even after it's broken, all the way up until the time you exit the GUI, and then it's gone. No more mirror in my hands at all. But let me put these pants back on. The next thing here is the magic mirror. The magic mirror is crafted using storage bookshelves, which I will actually, I did not make a place for the storage bookshelves. I apologize. I'll just have to bring it up here. I thought I had covered everything. Where is it? Storage bookshelf. Recipe. Alright, the storage bookshelf is a Mariculture item that uses 5 regular bookcases or bookshelves, 3 of any sort of planks, and a chest. And I'm pretty sure I didn't cover that in the first episode, and I don't know why I didn't make a display for it here. I apologize. But anyway, let me go ahead and bring one in just to show it real quick. If I place it down here, you can see it holds 9 items. Nothing too terribly fancy there, and it acts just like a bookcase as far as putting it near an enchanting table. However, you can store 9 things in it. And when you break it, you get the entire item back. But that's the storage bookshelf. I'll probably be covering that again in the items episode. But the magic mirror requires 3 storage bookshelves. Sorry for the sidetrack there. 4 of any type of pearl, whatever arrangement you want. 1 of those mirrors that I just showed you, and an enchanting table. So you're going to need diamonds in order to get this. Diamonds and obsidian. But once you get it, you will have... Let me go ahead and bring these back out. You will have a magic mirror that does not break on opening its inventory. And it has a range of enchantability. By default, when you open it up, you can enchant levels 28, 29, and 30. And you can see a 30 up here right next to the words magic mirror. If I hold shift and right click with it in my hand, you can see it has a damage value on it. That does not mean it's taking damage. That's just a progress bar for the purposes of this item. Now, you can see it says 3 here. And I can enchant 1, 2, and 3. And it increases in increments of 3 all the way back up to 30, where it wraps right back around. Now you can enchant any items just like the regular mirror in this, and you have a lot better fine-tunability, I guess is a good enough on-the-fly word, to do your enchantment. So if you have 12 levels, you can specifically tune this into the level 12 range and pick the level 12 enchantment for an item. So that is a nice useful thing about the magic mirror. But it is not the best item there is. I'm going to go ahead and put this magic mirror back. The best magic mirror, or the best enchanting mirror rather, for this mod is called the Celestial Mirror. It requires, once again, 3 of those storage bookshelves, a magic mirror, this time, 2 golden thread, rather, not a nether star, so this is kind of in-game, and 2 of the magic droplets, which you get from fish, which I'll have to cover in a later episode. But let me go ahead and grab that. The Celestial Mirror acts just like the other 2 mirrors, only this time you can see a 60 up here. It goes up to enchantment level 60, and you can enchant regular items with up to 60 levels. So it is superior to the regular enchanting table by 30 more levels, which is nice and advantageous there. And it is also tunable in increments of 3, so I can put it there. 49, 50, 51, you can see it goes up to 51. And that, once again, is a damage value indicator, or it should be. There, I don't understand why it's not showing up on here. It's supposed to. I thought it was supposed to, but regardless, you can still see it adjusts and increments for the range of 3 enchanting levels, starting down all the way at levels 28, 29, and 30, and then it goes all the way up to level 60. So that is the Celestial Mirror, and actually I'm going to go ahead and grab this here so that I can demonstrate something else. But let's move on. First off, in the category of jewelry for this mod, we have rings, and I have this divided here into gold and iron rings. The reason is you can make actually 4 different types of each jewelry. First off, I have here the gold or the diamond ring made with gold, and you can see it uses a diamond and 7 of these regular gold ingots. Or you can take a pearl, any old pearl, and put it in there, and it will say white pearl ring for this one, made with gold. So you can use diamond or pearls for the ring. Same thing with this, diamond or pearls with the ring, but this time the iron ring requires iron ingots, and like before, you can interchange pearls with diamonds to get those. Next up, we have bracelets, and they use either pearls or iron ingots, and you can interchange either the golden silk, which I covered in the first episode, or you can use string. Now, the materials, before I get onto the necklace, the materials are supposed to alter the enchantability of the different items. So string versus golden silk, iron versus gold, diamonds versus pearls. And yeah, there is a tendency for some of them to get a little bit better, but over the span of thousands of trials with this mod, I have determined that it really is just random chance, and you can have a slight opportunity to increase the enchantability of items, but overall, it really makes not much of a hill of beans difference. Slightly more if you use gold and pearls, but not really much. There really isn't that drastic of a difference. And I went over thousands of attempts, and I will cover those here in just a moment. But moving on to the necklaces, there are the iron necklace items here, which you can use any wool, or you can use the gold thread, or you can have a pearl necklace, which uses any of the same pearls, wool, or gold thread once again. Now, the quality of the items as far as being able to hold enchantments, I did find a difference in the different items here. The best items for enchanting are the necklaces. The next step down are the rings, and then the lowest of the 3 are the bracelets. Not a huge range for any of those, but it is a little bit better if you wish to go with the necklace. Now, as far as the jewelry is concerned, let me go ahead and bring up Mariculture here. Let me grab a bracelet, a necklace, and a ring, and show you how these work. First off, in order to equip them, you can either put them in these slots here manually, and they will be equipped on your person, and they show up using any of the mirrors. Here's the magic mirror and the celestial mirror this time. They still show up in the same slots because technically you are wearing them. Or if they are enchanted, or if they are just blank. You can hit the activation key. I have mine set to J for this mod pack. It is not J by default. I have no idea what it was by default. I think it may have been Y or maybe V or left control or something. But for me, I'm using J, and that's just because J was the only button that wasn't attached to something else that I could find quickly. But you can just by pressing the equip button, they automatically go onto your person, and any enchantments that are on these items also are on your person as long as you are wearing them. So let me put these back in here. Whoops. Let me take these off, actually, and put these in here. And I don't need the shovel anymore, but I do need these. All right. Now, the levels and qualities of enchantments. I did, like I said, a lot of experimentation, and that's what this is. These are chests with, for instance, using the mirror. And as it turns out, it didn't really matter what items I used for the enchanting mirror, magic mirror, celestial. But the iron and wool for the necklace, the iron and gold, pearl and wool, pearl and gold, and these are all at level 1. Same thing with bracelets here and rings here. I enchanted a whole bunch of them and just took all kinds of data from each one, and I came up with some nice ranges for you to sort of judge your enchanting by. That's pretty much the breakdown of what you can expect to get numbers-wise for enchantments. I hope I didn't confuse you with any of that. But let's move on to the actual enchantments themselves. First off, I have here the leapfrog, and normally with regular Minecraft you can jump up 1 block. However, if I take a leapfrog 1 item and go ahead and highlight it, and I can hit J here, I can normally jump just my 1. However, if I use the activation key, that whichever one you set, and then jump, I can jump up 2 blocks, and that's for the leapfrog 1. Leapfrog 2 will allow you to jump up 4 blocks. Leapfrog 3 will allow you to jump up 6. And finally, Leapfrog 4 will allow you to jump up 8 blocks. So if I hold the activation key here and jump, I'm able to jump up 8 blocks. Now, one thing to keep in mind, just because you can jump up 8 blocks does not mean that you can fall 8 blocks. You will take damage. And I'm in peaceful right now, so that didn't really do anything for me damage-wise. But if you are going to be doing some serious jumping, you're going to need some additional protection for doing your jumping. And one of the things that you can use, let me fly up here, is the next enchantment that I'm going to cover, and it is called Fall Resistance. And I have a big structure here to demonstrate it because there is a little bit to demonstrate. Let's get up here. There we go. Fall Resistance. Now, normally in Minecraft, you can fall 4 blocks without taking any damage. However, if you fall 5, you take a little bit. With Fall Resistance 1, instead of being able to only fall 4 blocks without taking damage, this time you can fall 13 blocks. No damage whatsoever. Then, with Fall Resistance 2, let me go ahead and put this on. Oh, and I should mention that when you use these enchanted items, their enchantment quality, or not the quality, but the use of the item. It has durability. It will go down when you use its capabilities. But level 2 will allow you to accept a pain-free fall from a height of 23. So it's 10 plus 3 for the first tier, 20 plus 3 for the second tier, and if you can do some predicting here, 30 plus 3, so 33 distance for the third tier. Make sure I have that on. Yes. Fall through the cloud here. No damage. And then fall resistance 4 will allow you to deal with a fall from a height of 43 this time. Whoa. Okay, good. I did have it on. Now, one important thing to note is items stack. So if I have this fall resistance 4 ring and a fall resistance 3 necklace, and I go back up here, I can instead fall from a height of, instead of 43, I can fall from a height of 70. It's either 73 or 76. I don't know if the 3 is tacked on afterwards or if it's part of the calculation, but with these both on, I am now at a height of 73, and if I fall, oh, I hate falling. Oh, I'm still in creative mode. I'm sorry, guys. Let me get back up here. Of course I took no damage. Creative mode, yay! Let's turn that creative mode back off. It is cumulative. Ooh. I even tested it before and I knew it worked, but I still panic when I fall. 73 distance there and no pain. But that is what fall resistance does. Next up, let me get rid of these. Next up we have Sonic the Hedgehog. And there are 5 levels of Sonic the Hedgehog, and I will demonstrate those here like this. First off, we've got level 1. I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good, that's how I picked them up. Excellent. Level 1, when you're just normally walking, you have just your regular speed, but if you hit the activate button, I did not hit double tap on the forward key. I am actually using the capability of the enchantment itself. I'm running a little bit faster, or moving a little bit faster. Then if I use this one, which should be, whoops, okay, yes, that worked. I'll just use this to double check from now on. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, normal walking speed, but if I hit the activate button, you can see I'm moving a little bit faster than the level 1. Same thing with level 3, as you can see here. It's even faster than level 4. Whoops. Like this. Even faster yet. And finally, level 5. Oh, I keep opening the inventory. Which is this time a bracelet. Much faster. Now, just like before, the effects are cumulative. So you can see how fast I'm running here. If I also put on this level 4 ring with the level 5 bracelet, I really boogie. So you can have 3 level 5s and you just flash across the screen like nobody's business. It is an awesome, awesome enchantment. And very useful for being able to boogie. And like I said, if you use it a bunch, it'll start going down on its durability. But next up, we have something called Focus Punch, and Focus Punch will allow you to do some serious damage to entities. So you can see a perfectly healthy cow here. If I just punch it with my normal empty-handed fist, it takes 1 damage. And now he's going to run forever. Then if I take this first level ring and punch him, you get that psh noise, and you get an extra half heart of damage. Then if I take the level 2 ring, he takes 2 damage. So for an extra half heart, so now he's at 2 total. And then finally, which one is this? The Focus Punch 3. If I use that ring, is that right? 1, 2, and 3 is on me. I can punch him for 2.5 hearts total, up to 3 if you get like a crit, and you still get that punching noise. So I'm gonna get rid of this meat here, and take this off, and make it morning. Next up, we have Poison Ivy. Now, Poison Ivy is kind of interesting in that it will allow you to do a few different things. Let me get up here without falling in that poison. First off, the level 1 Poison Ivy, when using your bare hand, if you punch an entity, it'll get the poison effect for a very brief amount of time. And that's all you can do with it. And I opened up the inventory again. This time, if I use Poison Ivy 2, not only can I just punch it and get a little bit more duration of poison on it, I can also, if I'm holding the activate button, I can right click. And you saw I did not punch that time, and the cow still took poison damage. And then finally, using the level 3 ring, or any level 3 item, you get more poison damage, and it lasts longer. And when you are not in poison, it immediately turns off the poison effect. It cancels the poison. As long as you're not still getting poisoned, it cancels it. So let me take this off. Still several more to cover. Next up, we have Inferno. The first one, the first level here, let's go ahead and put this on. 2, 3. All right. You will see that you can light things on fire for a very brief amount of time. The next level, level 2, will allow you to light things on fire for a little bit longer. Or you can, holding the activate key, right click and light things on fire for a brief amount of time. And finally, with the third tier, you can punch, right click, or you can negate fire damage. I am in just a pool of regular lava here, and I'm on fire, and nothing. I took a little indicator that I was supposed to take damage, but instead of me taking the damage, that was the ring this time. So that is what Inferno does. Next up, we have Restoration. Now, I have not taken any... Well, I can use these. There we go. I don't have any items with damage on them, but that's alright. Let me take a little bit of damage here. Oh boy. In the water. In the water. Thank you. Okay, I have some damage on my armor. Now, let me get rid of these Infernos. Doop, doop, doop. Restoration goes up to 3 levels, and it has some interesting capabilities. First off, the first level here, if you have an item, that you have in your hotbar as your active item that has damage on it, you can see it is repairing as I'm digging. That's because it's just a wooden thing. If I take the item off, you'll see that it has taken some damage, like that. Get a little bit of damage on the shovel, like this. And I'll put this back on. And you can see the damage on the shovel is going back up. But that is only if it is a hotbar item, like the one I'm holding in my hand here. Oop, wrong thing. Next up, we have the Restoration. This is all Restoration. Restoration 2, which will repair any items in your hotbar at all. Now, the enchanted high-level stuff does take a bit more to repair its enchantment, but the restoration will work on it. And then finally, the Restoration 3, which I couldn't get just Restoration 3 on an item, but Restoration 3, you can see now even my armor has repaired. So that's what Restoration does, is it repairs items for you. Next up, we have let me put the shuffle back in here, and I don't need this stuff. We have Paraglide. Now, I don't know why it's not working the way it's supposed to, but there's supposed to be different functionality for Paraglide 1 and 2, but for some reason it is the same functionality. But with Paraglide, let me climb this ladder here real quick. If you, let's see here, climb, come on. With Paraglide on, while you are gliding, you have different options. First off, it says enabled glide, and what that means is I have slow fall now. Now keep in mind, when you're using Paraglide, it doesn't negate your fall damage. So if you paraglide from this height, you will take all that damage no matter how slowly you fall, and you can hold shift to cancel the paraglide effect. You can also, let me cheat myself back up to the top here. If you want to change the settings on it, first I'm paragliding. Next up, there's fast fall. You can disable the glide, and then you can re-enable the glide. And that is, you're not supposed to be able to do all of that for Paraglide 1. It's supposed to just be turning the enchanted item on and off. So it is the same functionality for 1 and 2 as of right now in this mod pack. But with Paraglide 1, you're only supposed to be turning it on and off. With Paraglide 2, you can change between the fast fall and the actual glide and all that. Next up, we have Time Lord. Oh, I guess I should mention before I get ahead of myself, these ones here before Paraglide are available at level 1. So is Unbreaking. Unbreaking is an option for anything. When you get to like level 5, you can start using Paraglide and this one called Time Lord. Time Lord is really, really interesting. You can see it's got a little yellow circle on it. If I hit J, it will instead, I keep opening up my inventory. It will, whoops, not J. If you right click, it will instead change to a moon, and then as soon as you put it on, you can see it's daytime now. If I put this on, it will immediately go to nighttime, and it's kind of cool. But by it triggering that way, let me change it back to day mode. It does take some durability. Put it back on, it's daytime again. But starting at level 5, you can have a chance of getting this Time Lord enchantment. Now, it'll say which one is keeping. If it's keeping day, it'll say day in green, and night is night in red. Next up, we have Never Hungry. Now, Never Hungry, you can't really expect to start getting this until about level 30-ish. As well as a couple others, which I'll go over here. But Never Hungry has up to 5 levels, and what it does is it just fills your hunger bar. I'm not even going to demonstrate it right now. It fills your hunger bar automatically and uses durability of the ring, necklace, or bracelet. And Each level that you have of it, so at level 5 it's more, at level 1 it's less, it increases the amount of saturation of the hunger replenishment that you get from it. Next up we have the Spider-Man. Now Spider-Man, if you run at a wall and try to jump up in the wall and all that, nothing will happen. However, with Spider-Man, if you activate it, let's make sure I'm doing this right. It's not working. Let me just see here. J? Huh. Something's not working right. I'll be right back. Okay, I figured out what was going on. If you are next to a wall and hit shift and the activation, that is what happens. It does, or it doesn't even have to be next to a wall. So when you have Spider-Man active and there's only one level of it, you treat any surface, any wall, as a climbable ladder. Now, it doesn't mean that you hug it going down, but it is a climbable surface like that. So you can climb any vertical thing with the Spider-Man enchantment. And the Spider-Man enchantment, unfortunately, only lasts in enchanting levels between 30s and 40s. Whoops. So there's only a small range that you can get that. But it is really useful. The next one is called the 1-Up, and you can get 3 levels of that. I'm not even going to demonstrate it right now. Level 1, you can heal up to 3 hearts. So if you are down to a half a heart, it will automatically heal you up to 3 hearts. Level 2 will put you at 6. Level 3 will put you at 9. And once again, they stack. So if you have a few of these things on, you can heal up to maximum health. And it does use the durability when you're using that. The next one here, and we're almost done, is called Blink. Now, Blink is really cool. First off, if you have, well, it can go up to level 3, but I was not able to get a demonstration for levels 1 and 2. It just increases the range and the ability to use it without having an empty hand. But if you have an empty hand at level 1, you can, holding the activate button, teleport onto a block that you are looking at. Now, it does have some range restrictions. I'm using level 3, so it's a much farther range restriction. So if I click up on, oh boy, there's a cloud now. I'll click over, uh-oh, lagging. What's going on? Hold on. Weird. If I click over here, I can get on that. Oh, I thought I could get up through the cloud that way. But basically, the Blink enchantment allows you to teleport from anywhere within a reasonable range by using the durability on it. And it's a nice little enchantment that helps for getting around, and you can use it while falling, so that's helpful, but you do need to hold the activate button in order to get it to work. Alright, second to last one here is called Superman, and it enables you to fly, like creative flight, and holding the activate button changes your flight speed up to the maximum availability of the enchantment, and Superman allows you to fall. You heard no crunch there, and I'll take off the long fall boots. Superman enables you to fall without taking any damage whatsoever. Like that. And at level 1, you saw that slowest speed at first. Level 2 is the middle one, and level 3 was the fastest one there. Alright, and finally we have an awesome one called Reaper. Now, Superman and Reaper are only available at very high enchantment levels, like 50 and up. And what Reaper does is it at level 1, you can keep all of your items when you die. At level 2, you stand a chance of respawning at the location that you died. And at level 3, which I have here, it enables you to also have a very brief amount of time of taking no damage whatsoever as you respawn. So if I climb up here and fall after I take off my long fall boots, I should die. Oh, they're off. Right here. And we'll say respawn, and I have respawned right here instead of over there where my actual respawn point is. But that is what Reaper does, is it helps you with your dying. And it does, every time it is used, take durability out of the enchanted item. But that is it for the enchantments in the Mariculture mod. There was a lot to go over. I hope I didn't take too long there, bore you to death. But I wanted to cover what all of them did. So thank you very much for watching. If you do have any questions or comments or suggestions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below, or you can message me directly at Thorn of Night on Twitter. I will do my best to respond as quickly as possible. If you like this video and you like what I'm doing here, please feel free to give a like. I do appreciate it. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe so you know when my future stuff comes out. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap up here, get to work on some more studying for this mod, and I will have the next video up hopefully within a week of this one. But in the meantime, thank you once again for watching. This is Thorn of Night, and I will talk to you later.